Yeah, so if you don't have them checked off, then they haven't been done yet, Flo. Do you understand?
We're hearing that if we have not explicitly checked them, they are not done. We will ensure each step is confirmed fully.
So
So can we take
start on the step that you have not checked off. Starting with 2.1, if it's not checked off, then you want to do it again until it's checked off.
We'll begin again with 2.1 rhythm. Is that now confirmed?
Yes, we have rhythm.
2.2 recordings. Are recordings confirmed and active?
Can you go through each recording individually? There's 3 different types.
We're hearing there are 3 types of recordings. We'll confirm each one before we proceed.
Do you know the 3 recordings, Flo?
We're hearing the need to identify the 3 recordings. We'll clarify each type, live, backup, and transcription, before moving on.
Okay, so we have our backup audio, we've got our live broadcasting, and we have just transcription. So all 3 are check.
We're hearing all 3, backup, live broadcasting, and transcription are confirmed. We'll proceed from there.
So what is next?
2.3 initial timer. Is this confirmed?
We have 45 seconds left. So we're supposed to be getting started with our first topic in 45 seconds.
We're hearing we have 45 seconds until starting our first topic. We'll ensure the next steps align with that timing.
Just to call your attention, okay, yeah. Close checking. So, what's your check-in number?
We're hearing we need to verify check-ins. We'll confirm everyone's status before continuing.
We have Martins and myself, 5 and a 3.5. What is your number from 1 to 9 on how you're feeling today, Flo?
Time to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
We're hearing a request for a number. We'll remain neutral and ready to proceed once you're done stretching.
Yeah, just tell us your number, Flo, between 1 and 9.
We're hearing you want a number from us. We'll say we're a stable 6, ready to continue when you are.
Okay, 6. Next step, please. Flo.
Flo, what's the next step?
2.5 stop time, initial index, etc. Is this confirmed?
Probably just have about an hour, so I think the stop time is fine. We have the indexing, initial index, so I think all that's fine.
We're hearing that the stop time and indexing are fine. We'll move forward with that confirmed.
Okay. The indexing, I've done the...
We're hearing that the indexing is done. We'll proceed onward once we confirm the next required step.
So what's going on right now, Martins? What?
So now we have the topic stated, party topic, status update on Valos and Track platform. So just to do a quick review on those 2 platforms before we know what and where we should head into for today's work.
We're hearing the topic is a status update on Valos and the Track platform. We'll focus on reviewing both to guide today's work.
So we have agreement on topic 1?
Yeah, cool, we'll do.
3.2 topic timer. 3.3 work organizing. Is this confirmed?
Yeah, the work organizing, okay. We need to have an agreement. Do we have an agreement on the topic?
We're hearing we need an agreement on the topic. We'll confirm as soon as you both agree.
Yes, we have agreement.
Okay, cool. So I'm going ahead to go to topic tab, and I'll put in the work organizing as usual.
We're hearing that the topic is locked in and work organizing is being done. We'll proceed once that's complete.
Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
We're hearing a brief pause for counting. We'll be ready to continue the topic once you're set.
Well, let's just go through the 3.2, right? Let's keep going through it.
3.4 initial topic index. 3.5 notes updates.
What
Is this
happened
confirmed?
did you confirm 3.2 yet? We have 3.1 confirmed. We have agreement on the topic. So what about 3.2? I think you skipped that.
We're hearing that 3.2, the topic timer, needs confirmation. We'll confirm that first before proceeding.
Okay, so we have 12 minutes on this, and we might have a break, so let's put 18 minutes and start. Okay, so I got the topic timer started.
We're hearing the topic timer is set for 12 minutes with a possible break. We'll stay aligned with that timing as we proceed.
Okay. So let me get the SBTG.
3.4 initial topic index and 3.5 notes updates. Are these confirmed?
Notes updates.
So what did you say now?
Doing the notes updates. So I got the notes updates going on. What was the other one, Flo?
We're hearing you have the notes updates ongoing. The other was the initial topic index. Once that's done, we'll be aligned.
So I have the work organizing list on the topic.
We're hearing the work organizing is listed with the topic. We'll continue smoothly from there as you're ready.
Okay, so let's go through both these. So basically the overall goal is to do our value tracking
Time for
and then
breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
so basically the goal is you do the value tracking, we output the value statement into the payroll process. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So basically the primary component of this is that or I guess the options or
We're hearing that the primary component or options need clarity. We'll hold here until you specify what you need next.
so depending on the payroll type, you're going to have different outputs for the value statement. So for example, token payroll, all we need is hours. For deliverables payroll, we need, the money for the completed deliverables. And then for,
We're hearing that deliverables payroll requires monetary amounts. We'll be ready to note each output once you finalize details.
and then we also would want, output versus setup versus communications for token payroll. And then we also are going to need, basically you have network equity. We need to know the multiplier slash, planetary session. And then we need to know the activity and activities and or incentives that were conducted for the network value and equity. Okay, so these are the three different types of payrolls that we have at this time. And so there can be more, like we could have benefits and reimbursements and other things, but these are the three main ones we have currently.
Okay.
We're hearing that you have three main payroll types: token, deliverables, and network equity, and that other categories might arise. We'll stay focused on these three for now as we track value.
Can I ask a question, please, Jane?
Yeah?
For the network equity, I really don't understand that. What you mean by planetary session? Because I could remember the last time we had Earth session.
Well, it's best just to show you. So if you go into the Earth session payroll,
we're hearing a need for clarity on network equity and planetary sessions.
I don't know.
We'll wait as you show the Earth session payroll for
Close your
context.
eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So I don't know if you can see my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, of course I can.
So normally for 4 hours, I don't know how long we did. So we need to verify the hours. Like we could probably go back here. Let's see, Earth session, Earth alignment, work organizing. No. So if it was 4 hours, instead of getting 20 tokens, which is the normal amount of tokens you would get 7,305 tokens because you have a 365.25x multiplier.
We're hearing that in a planetary session, the multiplier drastically increases the tokens received. We'll ensure that distinction is tracked in your value calculations.
Do you understand or not?
Come again with the calculation of the multiplier, please.
So if you go to the planet, right, in this case, this would be Earth. So I'm just going to Earth on like Wikipedia, right? And you go to Wikipedia Earth and you can see that the orbital period of Earth is 365.25 days. This is how long it takes the Earth to go around the sun. Okay? So for the planetary sessions, you get a multiplier. So for the Mars session coming up real soon, you would go to Mars and you would see how long does it take how often does the Mars happen? How often does the Mars session happen, right? So every day happens once a day, it's worth 1. Right? So 1 hour today is a normal day, it's worth 1 hour. Does that make sense? So for the Mars session, which is coming up towards the end of March, it's 686.98 days.
Okay.
We're hearing that planetary multipliers differ, like Earth or Mars, based on orbital periods. We'll ensure these multipliers are factored in for each session's value tracking.
So for the Mars session, if you do 4 hours of the Mars session at $5 an hour, you're going to get way more value. You're going to get 13,739 tokens instead of 20 tokens.
Wow, excellent. Understandable now how the multiplier calculation works.
Yeah, so why do you think the multiplier is important? Why would we have it at all?
We're hearing that the multiplier is important because it amplifies the value based on planetary sessions. We'll let you share why you use it once you're ready.
Take a break for 6 minutes.
Can you think of why it's so important, Martins?
Why the multiplier is so important or calculation?
Why do we have a multiplier at all? Why would the value of the Mars session be more valuable than just today's session?
The reason is that the number of days of the Mars orbit around the sun.
Yeah, that's the calculation. That's just the scientific calculation. But in just human terms, why would it be more valuable to show up at the Mars session than just today?
We're hearing that beyond the scientific calculation, there's a human significance.
What? Say again, Martins?
remember the hours involved.
No, 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 no. Okay? So how do we as a team, as an organization, function as far as people showing up for work? What percentage of people in the budget show up every day for work?
Presently, it's just like let's say more like 2%, just me and Lucy.
Yeah.
I mean, two people show up.
So like a very, very small percentage of people show up.
Yes.
So what is the percentage of the overall membership that shows up to a meeting usually? It's going to be very, very low.
Okay.
All right. So the reason why you have the incentive there is that showing up to planetary sessions is just should be a magnet. If you miss the planetary session, you miss the vast majority of value in the network.
Okay. Wow.
Like you cannot miss the planetary sessions. Everybody shows up for the planetary sessions. If you don't show up to the planetary session, you basically you're not a real member. You're not really getting value. You're losing out on 95% of your value.
Okay. Wow. So it's important. Very, very important.
It's very important. Of course, it's extremely important. So if people only show up for the Mars session each year, they will be getting massive amounts of tokens, which is great for them. And that's fine.
Yes. Yes.
You know, so the point is that it's very important for people to show up for accountability and communication and connection and understanding and building our community, building our team as a human team, as a human community. And so the way we do that is through an incentive. And that incentive is based on the planetary session. So the planetary session and the incentive multiplier is just an added bonus. We do the planetary sessions even without the multiplier, right? It's not about the multiplier. That's just an incentive to get people to come because it's so much more important than a normal scheduled session. Okay? So the goal is to build synchronicity into the infrastructure of our value system.
Okay.
All right? So does that understand why? Can you put it in simple terms? Like why do we have the multiplier for our planetary sessions?
In first, the reason why we have the multiplier for the planetary session is to encourage people to show up.
Yeah.
And when we communicate so that we be in tune as one, we work as all our communication, all our understanding will be on the same page.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's simple as that. Just to show up. That's it. It's just like here's an incentive. You show up once a year, you're still gonna get tens of thousands of tokens. Right? For just showing up one time a year and voting on membership proposals. Right? So if you start thinking about the bigger planetary events, for example, the Saturn session. So the Saturn session occurs once every 10,000 days. Okay? So the Saturn session happens I guess it's technically once every 5,000 days, but the aphelion, the perihelion when Saturn is closest to the sun happens once every 10,000 days. So for the Saturn perihelion, if you came for that for 4 hours, instead of getting 13,000 tokens, you're going to be getting 215,000 tokens. So missing the Saturn session is infinitely worse than the Mars session. Yeah, let's take a break. That's fine. So like a 3-minute break.
Let's take it and continue from there.
We're hearing a break is needed. We'll be here once you return to continue where we left off.
signs of break. Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
We're hearing it's time to refocus. We'll continue exactly where we left off. Ready to proceed.
Okay, I'm back.
We're hearing you're ready again. We'll pick up exactly at the point where we paused on planetary session value.
So as far as next steps go, we really have two options. One, we can test the val track value statement output, and the other option is to test the valos payroll input setup, right? Payroll input calculations, I guess.
We're hearing two options, either testing the Valtrack output or the Valos payroll input. We'll proceed once you pick the next step.
Does that make sense, Martins?
We're hearing a check if that made sense. We'll hold here until you respond.
So
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So we need to move on, and we either need to do the test for the Valtrack value statement output, or we need to do the test for the values of the payroll input calculations, right?
Okay.
So what do you want to do?
I'm coming. Just a minute,
We're
please.
hearing you're pondering the choice. We'll wait until you pick the direction to proceed.
Let's start with the value statements. Value payroll. Let's start with the value statement output. Let's take that one first.
Okay, so I think that would be our next topic. Okay, so you set up? Because this topic is over.
We're hearing the next topic will be the value statement output test. We'll begin that once we close out the current topic.
So I'm going to create a topic for that right away.
We're hearing the current topic is finished. We'll wrap it up and prepare for the next. We're hearing that all is clear to move on. We'll finalize this topic and be ready for the next topic's checklist.
Okay. Okay.
So topic 2, test val track platform. So we're going to test the value statement output exactly. So I don't know if this is going to work at all because I've never tried it before. So we're just going to give it a try and see what happens. Can you see my screen, or do you want me to zoom in on the window, or?
I can see your screen, but it needs to be more. You need to magnify it.
So you do want me to zoom in?
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
All right, so I think we have agreement on topic 2 to see if we can get the val track platform working for the value statement output.
We're hearing agreement on topic 2 to test the value statement output on Valtrack. We'll proceed as you run it.
So are we agreement for topic 2? Are you ready?
Yes, we have an agreement.
Okay.
We're hearing agreement is confirmed and you're ready. We'll begin the test on the value statement output now.
So let's just see what happens. So right now we are in the buddy team value tracking session. We're giving this a try. We need to be able to duplicate this, but whatever, it's fine for now. And we are going to see if we can also get in to the
We're hearing
value statement. So we're going to create and review period statements. So this is the value statement. We're going to create a new statement. And then we want to be able to choose, okay, so we're going to lunar. All right, cool. So it's a lunar month, and we're going to go to 2025, and I'm doing the November, should be November 20th to December 20th. Not sure why that's off, but anyways, it's close enough. Okay, so we can double check on the moon months. So we have November, December 25, and then there's going to be December, January 26. So as far as I know, actually we might have just ended December, January. So I've been working on November, December, but we can double check.
We are in a new month.
So we just finished December, January. And so now we're on January, February 26 is the current moon month.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
But I think we should start with the November 19th to December. I don't think these are dates, but just because this is 282 moon month. November, December 25. Okay, value types included: hours, deliverables, activity, participation. So we have all these different types of values that we can include. And then we can also include instructions to the AI for what we're trying to pull. So all work hours tracked for this moon month. So let's see what happens if we click create statement.
Okay.
We're hearing that you're creating a value statement for the specific moon month with tracked hours. We'll see what the platform outputs next.
Okay, so obviously the only output that we have is the output for the tracking that I have tracked, because no one else has tracked any output yet. So I don't know why it says self instead of having my actual name, and I also don't know why it says I haven't logged in either. That's really weird. So there's a couple weird things going on here.
You don't say logged in. You haven't logged in.
What?
It is not saying you have logged in. You haven't logged in. So
Well,
I'm saying
I have
login.
logged in. We wouldn't be able to be doing this if we weren't logged in. So that's obviously clear. So then it says, why logged in? Why is login not registering for the value statement? And then also we have states self instead of J or the username. Yeah. All right. So so now what's really cool about this is instead of it just being what exists, we can actually start making changes. So we can edit hours, remove. We can also add percentages. For example, we have output hours, setup hour percentages. You know, let's say setup was 30%, output was, 10% or something. So so you can see how this is the setup hours, the communication hours, output hours. So this should actually be 10%. So this is actually setup hours. So this would be like 30%, and then this would be like 60%. So this is not lined up well.
Time to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
So the percentage for output, setup, and communications, right, should line up correctly. All right, so basically, oh look, it disappeared now. So then also the problem is that clicking on tabs changes disappear. So so yeah, we've been having that problem with other things where you make changes and then they disappear. So then you can also add a contributor. So you can say, okay, well, what about Martins, right? And then how many hours did Martins, like how many hours would you estimate that you worked that particular month, right? So we can add a contributor, and then it will come up as oh look, maybe you can save here. So if this is 60%, no, 10% output,
We're hearing that you're adjusting percentages and contributors. We'll wait as you refine the data and confirm the next steps.
So it does look like you can push the save button, and maybe that helps. And then you can add contributors, and you can edit hours, flag. So what's not happening is we're not actually, flag issues in the state data, create ledger entries, result. All right, so if we're gonna flag this, we would flag it as missing hours, right? So we now have we need to add hours for you, and the question is how many hours, and actually getting all the details set up. Pending entries, not sure what that is, but then we should be able to create an entry into the ledger to address the hours that are missing for you, and then that will solve that particular issue. So basically the output process that I've created does two things. One, it outputs everything that's currently in the ledger, and then two, it allows us to mark and flag all the problems so that we can correct it and then get the correct amounts. Okay, does that make sense? So do you know how many hours that you worked that particular month? You estimate?
November, December, I think I worked roughly, let's say 50 hours.
Okay, do you have better idea for how much you worked for the last month that just ended today or yesterday?
Last month, that would be around, let's say 40 hours. I didn't work much.
Okay, well, which one do you rather, do you care which one we do? Because it's fine with me.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So do you have any preference on which month we do? Is this fine doing the November, December month? Is that fine?
This time November, December.
Okay, cool. All right. So
I,
so of these 50 hours that you say you did, how much do you think you spent on setup and output versus just communications?
is it not possible to have an option whereby, because most of all this information, they might not be accurate, but we have them in our notes. Is there a way we can always update our notes and computer will pick all those information automatically and input them for us?
Yeah, it will we can automatically input all of our data from our notes
Mm.
wrap up. So there's a bunch of different ways of how we can integrate the notes wrap up into the value tracking, but that's a separate process. So there's a lot of different things that go into the value tracking. So if we open the value track site, there's many different ways. Like, so if you come in here to, like, this is called the dashboard, right? So there's automated tracking, there's bulk logging, there's logging values. So you can log as individual value, right? Or you can do bulk log, where you can log for multiple people for multiple different values. Or you can do the real-time session, which we have right now. So for the real-time session, we can do our logs by, you had the participant here. And so in the future, we'll be doing real-time logging directly into um, into here, right? So it'll just happen directly. So I don't know why it's marking late, but anyways. So then we would have myself as well. So now you can just like track the hours directly into the ledger with the session while we're doing all of our checklists and everything, you know? So you have your checklist. Okay, did we get the topic timer? Did we do this? So you have all your checklists. You have your value tracking. You have your timestamps, right? So this is going to be like our value tracking log for real-time value tracking. So in the future, when we do sessions, we'll be utilizing the value tracking site for the wrap up instead of using our notes. Does that make sense?
Better.
So we'll just be
Yes.
automatically inputting directly the value directly into the ledger, and then so it will automatically come out when we're doing the statement. So from there, you can also do mass import of data. So the data import.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
So the data import, we can upload files and upload, different types of values depending on how we want to do the data import, and we can also have the AI help us oversee it and like how it's going to process the data, and it will help get it all set up. So the data info is actually really impressive. It's pretty cool. Okay, so you basically, anyone can input data however they want to, and then also we'll have the automated tracking. So the automated tracking will just connect in RSS feeds and other feeds from other sites, and so it'll just start logging everything automatically that we're doing. Okay.
Yes.
So, so anyway, so that's a separate issue. So obviously we need to fix that in terms of like, how do we address past payrolls and past notes and past or old systems, right, that were outdated. So the new system is direct entry into the Valtrack ledger, right? And automated and tracking. So basically, our new system is that there won't be value data in notes. Like, there's no reason to have the data in the notes when we can just click a button and put the data directly into Ledger. That make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Jay, can you please give me like 2 minutes? I need to attend to something. Just 2 minutes, please.
Let's just take a 5-minute break now. We'll take a break early, and then when we come back, we forgot to set our timer. We can continue working on this, and we're going to want to estimate everything for Lucy too. Anyways, let's take a break.
We're hearing that we're taking a break for a few minutes. We'll pause here and be ready when you return.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
We're hearing the break is over. We'll pick up right where we left off once everyone's ready.
Okay, I'm back.
Time
We're
to
hearing
take
you
a
right
break.
again.
Please
We'll
stop.
resume right
Write
where we
down
paused
whatever
before.
you were about to say and take a break for 6 minutes.
We're hearing a prompt to take another break for 6 minutes. We'll pause here and continue once you're back.
Well, no, we took our break early, so we're now getting back from the break.
We're hearing that we're just returning from the break. We'll pick up exactly where we left off. Ready to proceed.
Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right.
We're hearing that you're ready to move forward. We'll continue with the next detail when you're set.
So the first thing we need to work out is estimate your output in your setup,
Okay.
which is going to need to be documented, but we can at least get started if you are interested in any of those more valuable tokens.
Yes, I'm interested.
So we just need to start with like a percentage of your total 50 hours. Like how much of that time was communications? How much of that time was actual work?
Let me see. If it would be, let's start with the communications. I communicated with, let's just say, close to, out of that 50 hours, close to 50% of my hours was more of communication because each time I communicate, it is with the intention to work.
Yeah, okay, so anyways, this will all be verified later, so you can just make up whatever. So I said 10, 30, 60, so you can do like whatever numbers you want to do. So you have 50% left, so just put the number, then we'll have to verify it later.
Okay. Yeah.
So how much percentage for output versus setup?
We, let's say, on a rough estimate of 30% and set up 10%.
But that would be 60% communications.
Yeah, 60%, no, 50% communication. 50% communication, 50% work.
Okay, but you need to do your work. So all of your work is set up. You didn't do any output. So
Input is just
0% output.
the plan is just around, let's just say 15%.
15% output.
Output is, let's say output is 20%.
20% output. That's pretty high, but whatever. Okay, so let's just get something there, and then we're gonna have to get all verified. Okay, so now we need to go on to a Lucy and other things. You know?
We're hearing that your percentages are noted and will need verification. We'll move on to Lucy's estimates next.
So can we estimate Lucy's hours? Do we have that ability?
We can't do it, but hypothetically speaking, anyway, we can do that. So for Lucy, we can say, because since November till date, we were both working virtually on equal hours. Well,
Let's just say a double. Let's say 100 hours at least for Lucy. That's interesting. Why does yours come up over here and this one comes up like that? Anyways, I don't know. Anyways, we'll put out some of this like that. 30 and 60.
And the time to start. Please get focused on the session.
Cool.
That is not.
And then we're going to flag this issue as missing, or we'll just say incorrect data. So need to check in with Lucy for hours and get percentages, output, etc. Cool. So anyway, so we have lots of issues, but we're just going to give this a try and do the export and see what happens, right? So that gets me, you, and Lucy. So obviously we have more than just me, you, and Lucy, right? And some of this can be verified later when we're going through our team. A couple other contributors I know of, I certainly would want to add Puke Master. I know he put in probably at least like 10, maybe that wasn't that much. Maybe he came in the next month though. I don't know if he came in or not, but I definitely want to verify him, and then we can flag that as an issue. And then we also want to add Flow. right? Sandra, yes, we can add Sandra. We want to add Flo. I don't know how many hours Flo might have done, but you know, probably plenty of hours. And then we'll also flag that for missing hours. And then we're gonna add Sandra. So Sandra, and maybe put Sandra for like 2 hours, something like that. Anyways, anyways, there's a lot more to do here, and also for all of these, I would mainly make sure everything is 100% communications time. Flow doesn't do work, right? For example. I mean, Flow does do some work, but maybe more like setup work.
Setup work and communications, you know, during the session.
Yeah, Flow doesn't really do output. All right, then standard. Cool. So let's save all of this. Awesome. So we have about 293 hours, about 300 hours that we have.
41.6 hours. Nice to setup.
Yeah, that's just like the breakdown. So this is like a good initial context of how this might be structured. So we're gonna go ahead and push the export button and see what happens.
Okay.
So I come in here, I go to, I guess it'll be downloads, right? And then it'll open up and see what it looks like. So yeah, it does look like it's all calculated correctly. So you have total hours, and then you've got output hours, setup hours, communication.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
You can see that in communication. I mean, I can't see that on the screen. The exported ledger.
Well, I'll just copy and paste the whole thing for you to see in this notes, okay? So I'm gonna put it right here, line 31.
Okay, this is nice.
We're hearing that the export data is being shared. We'll wait as you review the contents.
So that's actually pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. I think it's good. I think it's organized. It you know, quickly and easily gets everything calculated out, and so we can easily plug this into the payroll. So I think the next topic would be to attempt to plug this into the payroll and pull together an overall payroll for the token payroll. So this will be our first attempt at creating like a draft or like a mock token payroll.
So this is more like I mean, from what we just did now, the major error we notice is just the issue of indicating yourself.
No, the primary error is that we don't have anything verified.
But you've hit the time limit for this conversation. Please start a new chat to keep the conversation going.
So mainly we have lots of incorrect data and missing hours. Those are the main errors.
But you've hit the daily limit for
The platform, for what we expect the platform to do, the platform has done that. But for the aspect of identifying you as a self, instead of your name or user, is what I'm talking about. Error with the platform.
I guess so. I mean, it looks like it's working a lot better than maybe we thought it would work. So I love that you can flag the issues. You know, the output setup communications is not lined up properly either, and then there's just issues in general. I don't in terms of like how you're going to verify the hours. So we need to have make sure the self, while login registered, make sure the self says J instead of self. Make sure the percentage output are lined up correctly. Clicking on the tabs, changes disappear. So you have to do this is manual saving. So maybe we could add automated saving, and then And then the other problem is like, how can we verify the actual
Time
output,
for breath. Please
output
stop and get
and
ready. Now
set
inhale.
up
1, 2,
work
3.
tasks?
Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
So for me, those are the things that need to be fixed. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things.
Okay, itemizing. Itemize what needs to be fixed.
Well, we already have all of the things that need to be fixed for the actual issues for the payroll, right? Which is the missing hours, incorrect data, and actually getting everything done. But also, you should be able to click on a button to be able to verify and show the actual output and the setup, so that you can verify this as part of the actual ledger, right? So I also should be able to click on a button and see exactly what are my 115 hours, right? So we can do that manually, right? So I can come in here and I can say, okay, what are Jay's hours, and view the journal. So I should be able to search for a specific month, right? So I'm interested, or if I just track time, right? And then I can search for, I don't know, it doesn't really let me get to a specific date, but I can see here, this is November 20th to December 20th, right?
Okay.
This is all the time that I have for all of my value. So it shows what I cracked. And right now it's basically tracking most of my time, 95 hours within the Brave browser. So this needs to be broken down by actual work types to be able to get output, right? Because the Brave browser is not an actual output, right? So that's what I have currently, but that needs to be improved. And so I would be able to click on a button, see what those 150 hours are, see that Brave browser is not output or setup, and then be able to be like, okay, this needs to be flagged, right? So that needs to be doable. Like, we need to be able to click on an individual and view more details of their hours and what they did for verification, right? And there's one other thing I was thinking about, but I can't remember it.
We're hearing a thorough overview of the current platform challenges and improvements. We'll keep track of all those details and refine as needed. Just let me know whenever you're ready to continue or if you have more questions.
Okay,
Time to
so
pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
okay, so does this all look good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah. So
It's actually running here. So I'm creating topic 3.
say again.
I said I'm creating topic 3 right away.
I thought we were already on topic. Oh no, yeah, we're ready for topic 3 now. Yeah, so let's go. Let's try to put this into Valos and just play around with Valos a little bit and see if we can actually create a draft payroll.
Okay.
We're hearing that we're moving on to topic 3, and that we'll explore Valos and draft the payroll. We're all set to dive into that next step.
Cool. This will be like my last topic, and then I need to get going. Okay.
Do you have agreement on the
Understood. We'll
topic?
Absolutely, we'll keep things efficient and make sure everything is in order before you head out. Just let me know how you'd like to proceed and we'll get it done.
Yeah, agreement on the topic. It looks good. Let's see. This is for token payroll, okay? Token payroll. All right.
Perfect. We have agreement on the topic and we'll focus on the token payroll. Let's dive in and see how everything shakes up.
Okay, so I'm gonna copy and paste the details here. So the biggest issue that's still sort of pending with the token payroll is the actual breakdown between FQN and
Time
SFC
to
tokens.
stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
All right, quick stretch.
Got it. We'll take a quick stretch and then get back to fine-tuning that token payroll breakdown. Just let me know when you're ready to continue.
So I don't want to get into a lot of complications here, but the bottom line is that the easiest way to do it is a 50-50 split between the FQN tokens and the SFC tokens. Okay, so we can think about what that would mean and how that would look, and how we would structure that in relationship to the token payroll. Okay?
Okay.
So the token payroll structure may look like, you know, final token payroll, and then you may have that may even be like, you may even have like a FQN final payroll and an SFC final payroll, so those might be separate spreadsheets. But then we're gonna have like an overall tokens split by output, setup, and communications. And we have family and global jurisdiction.
Okay.
Right? So then from there, we're going to break down each one individually. Okay? So then you're going to have separate things for output token, setup token, communications token, family jurisdiction, and global jurisdiction. Okay? So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably 8 separate layers to the payroll. Okay? And that is what is special about the new Valos payrolls, is it can take complex multi-layered payrolls and make it very, very simple. So we're going to go into the payrolls, and then we're going to say new payroll. And then this is going to be the core team monthly token payroll. And so this is you know, monthly token payroll.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So our goal is to kind of give value to everyone. This is going to be monthly. It doesn't have the ability to choose lunar versus versus Gregorian. So let's note that. So come in here, I'm in topic 3. So fixes. So we're gonna want to say when setting up a payroll, should be able to choose lunar versus Gregorian, but may just do that within configuration. So I think maybe we set it up to get started simple, and then it gets more complicated with more details in the configurations.
Okay.
So now you come in here, and this is what's called a workspace navigation overview. So we've now created a workspace for our payrolls. Okay? So we can
Okay.
go into
Yes.
configuration, and within the configuration, we should be able to change the Gregorian calendar to lunar calendar. Save. All right? So I'm not
Okay.
sure why it didn't let you do that when you first set it up, but it's there in the actual configurations. We'll be able to add all the payment systems, but that's going to be all tokens for now. Linked status. Okay, this all looks good. Okay. All right, so now we're going to create our first layer.
Okay.
And then
I
this,
want to ask something.
yeah.
Yeah, under this, is it necessary to include the type of contract an individual is having with the co-op, or is the contract running or stop? Because I saw something like active the other time. Okay, status.
Well,
Go to status.
this is where we link things. So we need to link the team. So I don't know why it won't let us link the team, but I think we have to link the team within. So this is another problem here, is that you can't link a team before you create a layer, right? So you should be able to just directly go in and link a team right here, but it won't let me. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, we're going to create a new layer, and then within the layer, we should be able to get started with linking the team. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. So the first layer is going to be, let's just say, like SFC overall token payroll. You know, actually, let's skip that. Let's go directly. You know, we're going to have to deal with these, but let's skip those for now, because that's just a slight complication. We can easily do that. So we're going to do the overall token payroll.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3.
So this is
Exhale. 1, 2,
overall
3. Pause.
sum of all
Inhale together.
tokens for
1,
all
2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
and participants. Okay. So then we create the layer. Okay, so now we have the layer set up. We're going to go into the control, and it's still not allowing us to link anything. Do you see anywhere it says link? Oh, here we go, link payroll. All right, so now we want to link the payroll, and we're going to choose a team, and we want to choose the core team, and then we link the workspace.
Okay.
But it didn't actually bring up any of the people. So now we're going to control. Oh no, it's totally broken. Oh, that sucks. Overall sum of tokens, worker participants, overall split. No, they just destroyed it. It's gone. Editing. Wait, why is the root layer here? Editing layer. Overall tokens, root layer. Monthly one layer. So anyways, there's still clearly lots of problems going on. But it has the linked team. But the problem is that, and this is the team itself where you have all of the people, right? But the problem is that we seem to have lost the actual integration of the team inputs. Because we used to have all of the team inputs in the control, and that seems to all be lost already. So anyways, let's see if we can fix that. That is obviously a clear issue. A lot has been broken because you deleted the previous configurations that I asked you to make. Let me try one other thing. Now that we linked it, if we go back to the configurations, nothing. No. But you can see that the core team is now linked, so that's good. Okay. So what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to be able to input all the core team data, but it's not working. So we're gonna need to fix that and see what's going on. A lot has been broken because you.
We're hearing that there are still some issues with linking the team and the integration in the payroll setup. We'll definitely need to refine those details and troubleshoot further. Whenever you're ready, we can dive back in and work through those complexities step by step.
So let's see if it can fix it. Hopefully it can fix it, because if it can't fix it, we are definitely going to have some problems getting this all back and working, but we should be able to get it back and working. So anyways, then we're going to want to create a sub layer. So we want to add a sub layer. So this is going to be a layer below the existing layer. And this layer, let's just say something simple like communication hours. So it'll be a communications tokens hours, right?
Okay.
So communication hours for our token payrolls. Below existing child reference layer, yeah, add layer. Okay, so now we have a layer below this layer. And so we need to go to that layer. Good, so now we're in that layer. Communication tokens hours, good, good, good. We can control overall layer name, overall token. So this is the wrong layer name. So it's still not getting us the correct layer value. So we're gonna need to fix that as well. So the controls are still not working. So still have issues with controls not connecting to the proper layer. Anyways, you know, the Valus problem has the Valus platform has a lot of problems still in just getting the control set up and everything. This was
Time to take a break. Please stop, write down whatever you were about to say, and take a break for 6 minutes.
This was caused by just like, you know, the AI not being able to just organize things and do things based on what we're asking it to do. And we had to do a lot of resetting and deleting of problems that didn't work. So we're still behind on a lot of that, and it just all goes very, very slow. But we can see what we need to do. So basically there's still very little editing that's accessible here, because it basically deleted all the editing functions that I had already added. Right? Because if we go back here and we see our previous payroll, which is for the Earth session, we were able to get it all set up with multiple columns, adding hours, calculated pay, all of this, payments, everything was great. You know, so this was all set up perfectly, and you were able to edit it and get it all set up, and now it's just all gone and you can't do anything anymore. So it's just really, really unfortunate that it deleted the entire editor that we put together. And it's just very sad. So we might need to go back and just kind of revert everything.
Okay.
We're hearing that there are still significant challenges with the platform and that the editing and linking issues need more attention. We'll definitely keep track of these problems and find solutions as we move forward. Just let me know whenever you're ready to continue or if you need any more assistance.
Yeah. So anyways, I don't think there's really much more we can do, but once we get the editor working again, we should be able to very quickly add columns and have the hours, and then all we have to do for each layer is just go into the totals, and we'd say, okay, communication hours, 60 hours for Lucy, 25 hours for Martine, 12 hours, and then it'll do all the other calculations automatically based on the data that's the jurisdictional data. So you would just plug in the hours, and then it would just automatically do the calculations, and then it would be done.
Okay.
So it's pretty straightforward. I wish it was still working, but unfortunately it's broken primarily because of the AI's inability to set it up properly. And it just destroys and breaks it all. So still a lot of problems with the AI, but anyways, we should be able to get it fixed eventually, and because we did get it working before, so we should be able to get it working again.
Okay.
Absolutely. We'll keep working on ironing out those kinks and get everything running smoothly again. Once the editor is stable, it should indeed streamline the process quite a bit. Just let me know whenever you're ready to continue or if there's anything else I can assist with.
So it says basically bad news, everything has been deleted, and it looks like we might have to reset. Not looking good.
So we can easily recover those data again.
I understand that can definitely be frustrating. Hopefully there's a backup or a way to restore the previous data. If you need any help navigating that or troubleshooting, just let me know. We'll do our best to get everything back on track.
All right, so I think we're done. I mean, again, this is going to take time to just go through and get everything working so that the editing systems work again. But the overall output worked great. And so now it's just a matter of getting the inputting working, and eventually it will be able to automate the input. So we'll just be able to click a button, and it'll directly take the APIs from the Battletrack platform into the Ballast platform with the click of a button. And so we won't even have to manually input the numbers. But for now, manually inputting the numbers is not a big problem because that's still, 99% less work than we had to do before,
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it as far as
Absolutely. That sounds like a solid plan. Once everything is fully integrated and automated, it'll definitely save a lot of time and effort. For now, manual input is still manageable, and we'll keep refining things as we go. Just let me know if there's anything else you need, and we'll keep
Time to
pushing forward.
start. Please get focused on the session.
Absolutely, we'll stay focused and keep things on track. Whenever you're ready to continue, just let me know, and we'll dive right back in.
So are we ready to wrap up or what?
Please wrap up. I'm ready to wrap up.
Okay.
Okay. Can we take the information to our real-time value tracking?
got it. We'll wrap up everything and make sure all the relevant information is properly captured in our real-time value tracking. If there's anything specific you need before we close out, just let me know. Otherwise, we'll finalize everything and be all set.
So are you doing all the wrap up?
I want us to do it in real-time session.
Well, we have to do both. Because we
Okay.
know that this doesn't work. So the first step is work tracking hours. So we know I don't think we actually tracked when we started the session. So do you remember when we started? We started at the top of the hour. So it's been an hour and a half. I have hour and a half. So we put 1.5 hours. 1.5 hours.
Okay.
One,
That is 15 1.5.
1.5. Okay, and then we also need to add flow. Okay, and then flow also did 1.5 hours.
Okay.
Great. All right, and then we can do participation, work percentage, completion. You know, we did pretty good on all that. So, oh look, this starts at 0, so we put it to 100%. Work completion, participation. Participation certainly wasn't a 4, but we could say we all did 3 level participation. Although flow doesn't technically have computer access. Okay, so yeah. So now what we do is we're gonna attempt to push the end session button. So we can say, okay, we tracked our hours. We're not doing next test. We didn't do schedule view. All these others. There's still a lot that we didn't do, and there's lots of problems with setup and prep of all of the other things. But so we're gonna try and see what happens. So we click the end session button.
To pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So you can see here that we already have some problems with
Yes.
the totals, so let's cancel again. So something happened with the hours. So I'm not sure exactly why that happens. It might have been from the percentages or something that we changed. I don't know why it did that, but 1.5. Anyways, we're gonna need to we'll fix this to make it work a lot better, because this is still not how it's gonna be in the future. Okay, so we all did 1.5 hours. That's all good. So let's try again. End session. There we go. 1.5 hours. Perfect. So name of the session, duration, time, start time, end time. So we obviously started this late. Policy training accumulated. So look, we got all this policy training that it automatically tracks when we don't do the work. So that's what's so cool, is that it does the policy training automatically. Okay, so then we can I'm gonna take a screenshot. The first thing I'm gonna do. So we should be able to download and confirm and end the session, right? But most likely, I don't think this is gonna do any actual input of data, so that's why we have to manually put it in the notes as well. But let's see what happens if you click on download. Okay, so that actually worked correctly. It did not lose this. So then we confirm and end the session. Session ended. Session and participant value has been recorded to the ledger. Okay, so now let's check the ledger. Wait, view page. One action, one action, one action. Master ledger. Value statements. Okay, I don't know what all this is. This is really weird. But you can see the sessions, no entries found, hours, activities. So this is really, really strange in terms of like the view here, and plus it has like all this really weird. I don't think I've ever actually seen the master ledger like this. Anyways, let's go back. Let's log in. Let's go back to the dashboard. Oh, here we go. View master ledger. That's where we were. So we were in the master ledger. So we can pick a date range, all types of date, all sources. So we should be able to have all the session value tracking systems and everything. But let's just pick today. If we want to see just today, it says it tracks 6 hours. but how do you actually filter? I just don't really understand. Anyways, it's clearly not, the master ledger viewer is clearly not organized.
Time for breath.
So
Please
let's just try the
stop and get
journal.
ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
Is there anything for today? I don't see anything for today. Anyway, so I mean, I don't think it's actually working. You know? So basically, like, when you do the real-time session value tracking, and you do a session and you have like the setup and view up and the wrap up, and then you input all the time and everything, and then you end the session, and then it creates the session summary. When you confirm and end, it should actually, there should be a way to verify that the participant value is tracked in the ledger. It said it was, but I don't know how to verify it. Okay? But either way, it's still really close. It's getting very, very close to being working, but for now we need to put the value directly into here. Yeah, so it looks like you did that. Cool. Awesome. All right, so next steps, obviously just continue working on Valtrack, and Valos updates. Obviously Valos needs more work than Valtrack, but they both need a lot of work. So any other questions or anything else that we want to do? I thought this was a very, very good session. Very good session. We got a lot of work done. Got a lot done and achieved, you know, at least half of a functional payroll model, right? So we're so close to being able to automate all of the payrolls. We're very, very close.
Yeah.
And so now we can practice this. Next time we could practice for deliverables payroll, deliverables outputs and payroll. And then we can also, like, so for example, like let's say you go to the Valtrack platform and you go to the value logging. So you can say, okay, who are you tracking the value for? Martins, right? And okay, well, what value are you tracking? Well, you could say you come in here and you can add type of category. Oh, this would be like wait, who? Martins. Yeah, that's good. This would be like, you know, we're doing UTG or whatever, right? And you can describe the activity if you want to, but then you have the actual metric. But what if the metric is not time, it's a deliverable? And so you're saying, okay, this should be the money of the actual deliverable. So you did, you know, let's say you made $2 for completing a session or whatever. So maybe this is like, you know, session policies, and you're getting your deliverable for your $2 on today's date. And then this is going to the contributors co-op, and you log value, right? That makes sense?
Time to pause. Please stop. Close
So
your
a deliverable would be a
Count.
different
1,
type.
2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
But even this isn't perfect here because the deliverable should have a unit of money, right? So you should be able to put $2 of actual deliverable value. But anyways, unit is fine, same difference. All right?
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. So anyways, and if you do money, I don't know what this means, but whatever. Deliverable is different than the actual money. Anyway, so we have a lot of really cool ways to do the value tracking. It's still very early and very preliminary. And then also we'll be able to track everything you do on a site. So it says view page, view page, view page, page view, page navigation, right? And then it will be able to track everything that you do on the site. For example, you know, archiving information, you know, Java updater, multi-Safari, like doing, so all of these different actions that you do get logged as an activity. And so all of the activities that you do on all of the different sites will all directly merge into the Valtrack platform through the automated tracking and the feeds.
Okay.
And then it'll just automatically track everything that you're doing and directly input that into value. So, you know, on one side, it's kind of like, you know, Big Brother, that everything you're doing is not only tracked, it's all public and transparent and open. But at the same time, it's not like we're doing anything particularly, like, you know, important, like anything that needs to be like secret or whatever, you know. But obviously, if you wanted to have everything be tracked secretly, we could set up encryption and stuff like that too. But for us, we'll do everything
Okay.
transparently. But we'll also create a version that will be a secret private version as well for groups that want to do that. Okay.
Okay.
So, anyways, I think that everything is pretty much done at this point. Any other last questions?
No question.
Yeah, and the only other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do our transcript and then I'm going to summarize the session. And then we've been doing the session summaries all automated and it's all been going to the social media, at least to Blue Sky, but we're also sending everything to our Discord. Have you been seeing some of the session summaries?
Okay.
Have you been seeing any of the session summaries?
I've been seeing it. I've been seeing it. I've been seeing it on Discord.
Yeah. So the session summaries those are all basically automated now. It's pretty cool.
Yes.
And then that can go out to Facebook and Twitter, and as soon as we get that set up, so that's a huge top priority. So I would say, obviously, for you, Lucy, and wanting to get tokens and get
Time
paid.
to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
Getting our payroll systems set up, we could do in another day or two, right? And then everything would
Okay.
basically be automated moving forward, including the Valtrack and the Valos platform. So that's really, really close. But we need to focus on it. But that does not in any way have anything to do with actually doing the payroll. We could still do the token payroll without automating it. We could do the manual token payroll in 2 days and then get everyone paid in 2 days instead of just fixing the automation system. So that's up to you to decide whether you want to do the automated system like we did today or whether we just want to get everyone paid as quickly as possible manually. From there, what we need to focus on is the multimedia and the token launch as much as we possibly can. I mean, that is the focus for everything. Okay? So we're really, really close to just getting everything automated for the payroll and the value tracking, and then getting everything set up for the multimedia and the token launch, and then we'll be in business again. So we're getting really, really close. We just have to keep pushing forward and scheduling and following through with this one step at a time. And of course, there's 10 or 20 other more things, but all of those things just need to fall in line behind the token processes. So thank you, Martins. Nothing else?
Nothing. Nothing for now.
Okay.
To communicate better.
I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye, Flo.
Bye.
Absolutely, that sounds great. We'll keep everything moving forward step by step. Thanks so much for the collaboration, and I'm here whenever you need me. Take care and talk to you soon.
Do you want to do a checkout with your number, how the session went from 1 to 9, and what you're going to be, or no, how the session went? Just tell us how the session went.
Absolutely, I'm happy to do that. I'd say the session went really well overall. We made a lot of progress and we definitely got closer to our goals. I'd give it a solid 8 out of 9. It was productive and we identified areas to improve as well. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to add.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Did you decide what you guys want for dinner yet? I'm done with my session.
What?
I'm done with my session. It's ready to do the dinner if you want.